ArcelorMittal employees affiliated to the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa have downed tools following failed wage talks. NUMSA served the steel producer with a 48-hour notice of strike on Monday evening after reaching a deadlock with the employer. SABC News economics reporter Liabo Setho is on the ground, as you've just seen. A very good afternoon to you, Liabo. What's happening there?
Hello, Nzinga. Yes, we are still here at the headquarters of ArcelorMittal, just in Vaal, a place called Vanderbijl Park. Hundreds of NUMSA-affiliated workers are currently striking. But what is important to note at this hour about the strike is that we understand that ArcelorMittal is currently trying to interdict the strike, which means that if they are successful in doing this, the scenes that we are seeing behind me, all these workers would have to go back to work, and the unions would have to start another process in order to engage the employer. What is at stake here, you may ask yourself? Of course, it is strike season, it's wage season. Workers are looking for an increase. The NUMSA-affiliated workers, they're looking for 10% across the board. Obviously, this is above inflation. Inflation currently now stands at around 5.9%, and they want 10%. And there has been, a tug of war in terms of the clarity about how much these workers earn. The company says that these workers earn around 21,000, but NUMSA disputes this, Nzinga, saying that the workers get around 7,000 rand. I will be trying to speak to the spokesperson of NUMSA, Phakamile Hlubi-Majola, to find out what's the latest with ArcelorMittal, and if indeed that strike interdict has been successful. These workers have been here since 9 o'clock this morning, and all they want is an increase in their wages. They cite the cost of living that has been skyrocketing, fuel prices, food prices, everything has been going up, and they say they want more. On the other hand, the company says that they cannot, they say that in fact that what they have offered, which is 5% and another 2% of living out allowance, that is more than enough, and this is fair according to them. This is the same statement that we have seen from another employer in the mining sector, Sibanye, which says that what they have put forward is fair. So they believe that they also have to take into consideration the sustainability of the company before they could commit to any more monies or any more increases. Phakamile Hlubi-Majola is with me here in Nzinga. Let's find out from her about how far that court interdict is going. Pax, thank you so much for speaking to us. In the last hour, we talked about the insignificance of the strike in relation to what the workers are going through. But we also know that the employer is trying to interdict the strike. Do we have any more information on this?
Indeed, ArcelorMittal has opportunistically, in our view, rushed to court this morning in an attempt to interdict the strike. My understanding is that the court proceedings are still underway. We're waiting for our attorneys to give us feedback. But the bottom line is they are attempting to interdict the strike. As NUMSA, we wish to repeat our call for them to rather engage us, come back to the table and talk and find a middle ground, because it actually costs more for them to run around wasting their money with useless interdicts when they could actually be sitting around the table and assisting us to settle the strike.
You speak about them meeting you halfway. Where are you willing to go to meet them halfway?
We've already reduced our demands. We went from 15%, which was our opening demand. We're now down to 10%. They've only offered 5%. And 5% for what, when workers are earning so little? I think also at the end of the day, we must just be frank. The management of ArcelorMittal are just being greedy. They've made a fortune in these past 2 years. And they managed to perform so well. I mean, according to their own statement, which they issued, they've performed the best that they've performed since 2008. So when are they going to give back to workers? 5% is not giving back. They must put a meaningful proposal on the table. It's 5% plus a 2% cash payout, which workers reject. We want a meaningful increase that incorporates all of the benefits so that workers can actually feel that increase in their pockets.
Should the interdict not be successful, how far are you willing to go as a labor union?
We will always defend the right to strike, and of course we are at the same time law-abiding. So if indeed the court were to decide that we'd have to go back to work, then we would have to return to work. But that doesn't mean that we're going to give up the fight for the demands that workers have put on the table.
You are planning to finish the strike right at this hour at 12 o'clock, correct?
No. The strike is an indefinite strike unless the court says otherwise.
I mean, for today, what I mean is that for today, you had indicated that it's you had said that it's between 9 and 12.
Yes, the picket is from 9 and 12, but the strike is an indefinite strike.
Thank you so much, Pax. Thank you so much. That's Phakamile Hlubi-Majola. She's the spokesperson of the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa. As I said earlier on, we are in Vanderbijl Park outside ArcelorMittal, where they are striking, looking for a 10% wage increase across the board. I hand over back to you in studio, Nzinga.
Setho giving us an update there and speaking to the NUMSA spokesperson. Thanks so much for that update.